Hey everybody, this is Kevin here. New video today. I tried doing this last night. Had a really tough time kind of getting my thoughts and my ideas down in a coherent manner. I tend not to write this stuff out beforehand. I think that takes away from I think that dulls what I say down a little bit. So I try to avoid that. Of course, the repercussions are exactly what I saw last night. Multiple times trying to put this down and get this to come out the way that I wanted it to. But I had the good fortune today of sitting in an office doing my work, toiling away for my scraps, and had an opportunity to kind of think it out and try to figure out exactly how I wanted this to come out. For those of you who saw my last video, you might recall that it was about socialized medicine and essentially how there is no conceivable way that the government is going to be able to drive down costs because of the consequences of socializing medicine. And those points are all absolutely part of the discussion, but only insofar as people recognize them as a consequence of the statist lie of the government can reduce costs. They're all a consequence of that lie becoming a reality through this bill. And so what I wanted to focus on is I wanted to focus on that that core selling point that the liars are using to sell this to the masses, which is the idea that government can actually drive down the costs. I challenge any of these statist liars to document just one case, currently or historically, in which the government getting involved in any market, whether it be healthcare, whether it be food, whether it be automobiles, whether it be anything, and that involvement has resulted in costs and prices going down. Name me one example. If you can do that, good for you. If you attempt to do that, I'll be around for the next 50 years, so at least I plan on it. So, feel free to get in contact with me because it's probably going to take you 50 years just to come up with a half-assed bit of proof that that's actually happened. So, we take this big lie that is being used to sell this. That is the idea that government getting involved can actually drive down costs. For those who don't know the very basic principle of supply and demand, you're probably susceptible to buying into this lie, this charade. For those of us who are able to employ not only a remedial understanding of economics, but also the most valuable tool that we as individuals have, which is common sense, we know that when the quantity of a good and service remains the same and the demand for that good or service is increased, and in the case of healthcare, exponentially, the cost goes up. That's right. It goes up. There is no way around it. And that doesn't even get in to the very important point that everybody, save one person, Ron Paul, actually ignores. Ron Paul's the only one who doesn't. And that's inflation. Inflation, its very act, printing money, more dollars, fighting for the same quantity of goods, the price goes up. It's very simple. And if these statists who are out perpetuating this myth that somehow government making this medical care more accessible to more people, of course, on my dime and any other productive citizen's dime, can actually drive costs down, they are lying in your face. They are absolutely the most deceitful, dishonest pieces of trash I have ever laid my eyes on. The idea that they will ignore basic economics and common sense to perpetuate this lie is absolutely an abomination. And to those who are attending these town hall meetings and those who are getting into their faces, I urge each and every one of you to bring up the most fundamental argument against this, which is, how can you make a set quantity of a good or service cheaper by making it available to more people, by raising the demand for that good and service? It is absolutely preposterous. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you maybe learned something from it. Those of you who don't agree with me, I hope you are at the very least entertained by my animated way of explaining things. And also, if you don't agree with me, that's how we do things in a free society. You're more than welcome to not agree with me. That doesn't make you a terrorist. That doesn't make you a Nazi. That makes you somebody who disagrees with me, and you have every right to that. I hope that's a lesson that we all learn too from this video. It's okay to have a divergent viewpoint. It's quite alright. There's nothing wrong with that. That is the most basic principle of a free society. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I have every intention of doing more in the near future.